Thank you for watching On Call for All Kids. Today's topic is about advice for athletes while sports are on pause. We're going to be discussing why training now is still a great idea, how to come up with a training game plan, and creative ways to stay in shape and keep skills fresh. I'm joined by Dr. Patrick Mulroney. He is the medical director of the sports medicine program at JohnsHopkinsAllChildren'sHospital. Dr. Mulroney, great to see you.
Hi, Ashley.
So a lot of uncertainty right now. We're all in this stay-at-home order. Life is just so different. But how is this affecting sports just in general?
Well, yeah, the stay-at-home orders change the way we're doing everything in life, from the way we're conducting business to the way kids are going to school. But with those athletes, it's really affecting them as well because we're really not playing sports. And every organization is handling this differently. You know, if you look at the professional athletes that should be playing right now, like the NBA or the NHL, they're actually coming up with some unique plans. You know, one of them is to actually take all the athletes and move them to a city and isolate them and then allow them to play with each other after a period of quarantine, only for television without spectators so that we'd be able to watch on television. Now, when we look at the NCAA and the college athletes, they've actually canceled the spring season. So the spring season is over in college sports, and they've actually given an extra year of eligibility to those athletes. The athletes that are student athletes, that are high school athletes or younger athletes, they're up to a lot of uncertainty right now. You know, we don't really know whether sports are going to come back. And for them, it's that uncertainty is really troubling.
It's going to be really interesting to see how things shape up in the sports landscape. Let's talk about those student athletes. How is this really affecting them right now?
Right. They ask a lot of questions like, you know, what should I be doing right now? How should I be training? And then for the athletes that are multi-sport athletes, should I be training for my spring sport or a summer sport, or should I be getting ready for fall sports? And then there are athletes that are kind of already specialized that do one sport year round. And we all know some of those athletes. Let's take swimmers, for example. Well, if you don't have access to a pool, it's hard to stay in shape. Or gymnasts who can't be in the gym. Or there are actually positions on sports teams that have specific needs, like pitchers in baseball who can't access mounds right now. And for us in sports medicine, that troubles us because when we do jump back into sports, are there going to be athletes that are undertrained who aren't ready for the rigors of the season? Could that lead to more injuries? You know, those are the questions that are in front of us.
Well, the big question is, should athletes be training right now?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Ashley. They should definitely be training, and they should find unique ways to train. You know, this environment is causing problems. So if you're one of those athletes that can't play your given sport, then we need to be doing cross training where you're doing another sport. And then the other thing is to think of other things like kick or throw the ball against a wall, or develop different drills where you're able to do those by yourself. And then the second thing is to use your family members as people that can play with you. You know, mom and dad or your brother and sister can actually play the sport with you. You know, for these athletes, this is a really hard time. You know, for injured athletes in the medical literature, in injured athletes, we find that there's increased levels of anxiety and depression. And although this isn't an injury right now, when we take these children away from their sports, it can cause those problems. So as a parent, make sure that you're keeping your child motivated and keeping them training right now.
Sure. Can you give us some really good, sound, practical advice and tips for these athletes and parents on what they can be doing right now?
Yeah, you know, my first tip is to talk to your child about what's going on. Talk to them about the way they feel and come up with a game plan that's going to help keep them conditioned and motivated for their sport. The second one would be to think outside the box. You know, use what's around you. Kick or throw the ball against the wall. If you can't play your sport, choose another sport. Cross training is a good thing and might help you get better at a sport that you would normally play. The third one is to come together as a team and come together as a family and train together. Find a workout on the internet or maybe on demand on the television. You know, make training a fun family activity. And finally, don't be afraid to play with a parent or sibling. You know, your little brother might not be able to throw the ball as well or pass the ball as well, but by trying to catch those balls or trap those balls, you're going to become a better athlete yourself, and it might be fun for your family as well.
Well, Dr. Mulroney, thank you so much for those great tips and advice. We really appreciate it. It's just really about making the most of the situation that we're in, making the best of it. We appreciate you being here today.
Thank you.
And thank you all for watching. If you have any topics you would like us to look into, you can comment below right here on this video. And you can also visit our website. It's hopkinsallchildrens.org/coronavirus. And we have a lot of great information and resources there for you as well. We'll see you next week.